Hello, I am Samir Mendoza. I am 46 years old. I am taking level V1. I belong to Seat Jose Acevedo y Gomez. I chose the topic violent video games should be banned because it is controversial topic and it is interesting to analyze and depend on whether this type of activities can be a trigger for episode of violence and children and young people. At present, video games are one of the great entertainment that explained its appearance in the early 15th. Although it is true that video games have evolved over the years, it is well known that current content of the same has caused controversy because the themes are focused and act low white high violent content such as war conflicts. Some of the action that can be found in the video games are scenes where sexual connotation, violence, guns, and even tracking of alkenes are highlighted. So the question must be raised as to what is done to regulate such video games wide content not suited for minors. Although it's true in part this can be regulated wide the placement of age classification in video games is well known that this is not fully respected. In the same way, young people are given way to the game what either through their parties to facilitate the purchase and even to story themselves in which the titles are sold sometimes do not respect this restriction. Games is will is technology can have several uses, so there are main video games designed that have high component of education content and can promote the development of the skills and tools in children and young people. Unfortunately, the human brain does no distinguish between reality and fiction, so that jokes and knowledge learned in games of educational connotation can be explored to reality. It is also evident that children and young people are very influential either through image, video, or audios that can modify how they perceive the environment around them. Also, stipulation that a sequence of violence cannot perceived by a minor child and summary ground boots on contrary the shield while perceived this act as summary ground videos or audios that can modify how they perceive the environment around them, establishing also that sequences of video may not be perceived by a minor shield and submarine ground, but one though contrary, the shield will perceive it so or sequence of violence as a way to solve problem. Since she also observes that source of violence in the video game does not lead to any negative consequence, but in many cases is a reward with more points or achievement performs such acts violence, whether in film and video games or war games where such acts are rewarded. Some arguments are based on the article video games and their relationship with violence. Ball 1 4 Lenin Sonj Pacheco, Patricia Guevara Alban, Otto Paoli Schulgand. Studies of children exposed to violent media have shown that they may become numb to violence, imitate the violence, and show more aggressive behavior. Young children and thus wide emotional behavioral of learning problems may be influenced by violent image. In my opinion, it is necessary to take care of the content consumed by children and young people, so there must be guidance from parents and teachers in order to identify bad practices that are emerging from the consumption of video games. It is necessary to Beijing to analyze by monitoring the particular case and the behavior that Beijing to manifest such as addiction to this type of games, not controlling screen time, starting to have bit sleep habit if they begin to detonate aggressive behavior and thus establish corrective measures starting with the prohibition of violent video game. Thank for you attention. See you soon.